about the Shambler pet from Darkest Dungeon 2? Can we talk about the Shambler pet from Darkest Dungeon 2? I've been dying to talk about the Shambler pet from Darkest Dungeon 2. So, you're at the beginning of your run, you're choosing your pet, and you're thinking, ooh, maybe I want debuff resist, or stress resist, or ooh, speed and max health looks nice. Wrong! You want the Shambler pet. Every time, the Shambler pet. You might be asking, what's so good about the Shambler pet? Great question. Shut up. The Shambler pet is the only pet that has a downside. We are ignoring that for now. What's important is this little line right here unlocks the potential of cultist trinkets. Cultist trinkets are these beauties, and you get them from these uglies. Cultists. You're guaranteed to see them a minimum 3 times at the end of each region and randomly at Oblivion's ingresses. Cultist trinkets are interesting because they have extreme and unique upsides with extreme and unique downsides. And they suck! Not because of the downsides, those are pretty manageable. It's this little line right here that ruins them if stained items are equipped. Essentially, these things are only in effect if your other trinket slot is filled with a useless piece of garbage. They give boring things like bleed or blight resist with a little downside. Useless. But what if I told you? What if I told you there was a way to use it without wasting a trinket slot? That's right, the Shambler pet. Equipping this bad boy counts as having a stained item. So you can use that second trinket slot to either mitigate the downside or complement the upside. Or, and this is where things get a little crazy, a second cultist trinket. Take the trinket Cruel Intent, for example. Gives you blind tokens, giving you 50% chance to miss, but nearly guaranteed crits when blind. So you'll hit half the time, but when you do hit, you hit really hard. Big whoop. But what if we gave it to the Leper? Generates more blind tokens for more crit, but ignores blind tokens when the enemy has combo. Guaranteed hits, guaranteed crits. But wait, there's more! The Goading Gargoyle trinket found in this Lewis removes all blind and replaces it with attack up. So you generate blind tokens every turn, remove them, and replace them with 50% more damage. Infinite damage up, and we're still not done. The Selfish Motivation trinket generates a debuff token at the beginning of every turn, but gives you 50% more damage per token. Combine that with Cruel Intent, giving you blind tokens, guaranteed crits, throw in some debuffs, some quirks, Leper's Ruin skill, add in a little bit of RNG, and you get... Whoa, mama, that's a lot of damage. You seeing what I'm saying here? Let's look at another character. Plague Doctor. She's got dots. She's got heals. She can hit the front line, she can hit the back line. Anything that needs doing, she can do, which makes her turns, whether or not they're the most effective, the most valuable. What if we gave her 2 more? The Temptation trinket gives you a 50% chance of taking 1 damage, 50% chance of an extra turn. And, will kill you immediately if you take damage at 0 HP. Ignore that. Just don't die. Then you got the Oversprung Pocket Watch. 50% chance for an extra turn, 50% chance to stun. But Alchemist Plague Doctor has the highest base stun resist in the game. So even if you get unlucky, it's likely you're gonna resist the stun. That's a 50% chance of 2 extra turns every round. Or Snap Judgment, +1 speed per turn. Different levels of speed give you different buffs. At high speed, get buff tokens, remove combo, and a small % chance at an extra turn. Plague Doctor has a base speed of 4, with only 2 stimulating herbs for 8 relics. That's base 12 speed. So for 16 relics, you immediately get the highest tier buff, and only get faster. So with these two, you have a lower chance of extra turns, but your turns are more valuable. And that's not even mentioning that the token could be a crit token. And with 3 possible attacks, one of them has got to be a crit. So we're doing a bunch of attacks every round. Everyone has a chance to crit. Every time they crit, heal and stress. That's right, we're stress healing with crits. It's just good. Take the Shambler pet. One last example. The Flagellant has the highest base HP. Get some max HP quirks, get some max HP food. The Harvest Child Trophy Head giving plus 50% max HP. And finally, the misstep trinket that gives you 75% more HP. And what do you get? 165 HP. That's more than 3 out of 4 of the layer bosses. You are a layer boss. Throw in Sickening Silence, which applies blight to enemies that attack you when you're diseased. Get a useless, unobtrusive disease like Tarantism or Algal Bloom. And now you're tanking damage for the team, healing more damage than the enemies can deal, and doing more damage through blights than your main damage dealers. Take the Shambler pet. No downsides. Alright, those. Okay, so you might have to go through your run completely blind. But who cares? If it really matters to you, here's some tips. Scouting bonuses still work, so you can take your boring stagecoach scouting equipment. Any stage goals relating to locations will automatically reveal those locations so that you can fulfill them. So if you're hurting for a hoarder or a hospital, find a stage that has the stage goal to avoid those places and then intentionally fail that goal. The point being, take the Shambler pet. Please, these examples are just the start. Do it! Take the Shambler pill! Take the Shambler pet!